देखा है, या तो कौमी सांप्रदायिक तनाव वाले इशू उठाना, लोगों को भड़काना, चुनाव निकाल देना, या तो जातिवादी जहर फैलाना, लोगों को बांटना, चुनाव निकाल देना, या तो लोगों को भ्रमित करना, चुनाव निकाल देना। विकास की कॉन्क्रीट बातों के आधार पर कांग्रेस पार्टी कभी चुनाव लड़ने की हिम्मत नहीं की है। મને વિશ્વાસ છે કે આ દેશનો વેપારી જેને કોઠા સૂઝ હોય છે એના વ્યવસ્થા જરૂરી લાગે છે, પણ એના અમલીકરણમાં એને જેટલી સરળતા જોઈએ એની માંગણી હોય છે, અને એવા જેટલા મુદ્દા ધ્યાનમાં આવે છે દરેક જીએસટી કાઉન્સિલની મીટિંગમાં મારા તરફથી મુદ્દા મુકાવવામાં આવે છે અને એનો નિકાલ સામૂહિક ચર્ચા કરીને કરવામાં આવે છે। આજે પણ હું વિશ્વાસ આપું છું।
And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Reporter Zairi. Many thanks for watching, but don't go anywhere. A special conversation with Surjit Bhalla, the member of Prime Minister's Economic Council, is coming up next. Stay tuned for that and have a good evening.
Brought to you by Sony Bravia, Mac Lubricants.
It has been 3 weeks since the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council was reborn under the Modi government. With growth in the first quarter slipping to its lowest level in over 3 years, the panel of economists led by Bibek Debroy have their task cut out. Good evening. Thanks very much for joining us on this special broadcast on CNBC TV 18. I'm Shireen Bhan, and with me today on the program is one of the members of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council, the outspoken Surjit Bhalla. Surjit Bhalla, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18. The first meeting is over. The PMEAC has identified 10 focus areas that you intend to work on. Now, I would imagine that for the right remedy to be administered, you have to make the right diagnosis of the state of the economy. So what, to your mind, is causing the slowdown that we're faced with today?
The first point I want to make, look, there are several causes for the slowdown. There is a slowdown. Now, how long-lasting it will be and what we can do about it is a second question. So first, regarding the slowdown, we have that it's declined for 5 quarters. And we know that last year there was demonetization. And we know that this year, starting in July, which is after the slowdown was observed of 5.7%, we have the GST. So first we need to conclude as to what has been the contribution of demonetization to this slowdown.
Let me interrupt you on that issue, Surjit. Let's address the issue of demonetization. The CSO's own data shows that deceleration started prior to demonetization, but it only got worse post-demonetization. So specifically on the impact of demonetization on the economy, what is your prognosis now?
I've, tried to do an analysis of pre-demonetization and post-demonetization for the sectors that, if you will, are most affected by demonetization. We know that industrial growth has been plagued by the twin deficit problem, balance sheet problem, called NPA problem, call you what you will. We know that agriculture had a rather very good year last year. Right at the time of demonetization, we had a very good weather and the crop was good. So I'm saying we should exclude agriculture because of the weather factor favoring growth, and we should exclude industry because of the balance sheet problem. If you take now the rest of the economy, which is about 56%, it turns out that there is a deceleration, number one, and number two, that a large part of the deceleration is accounted for by the rise in real interest rates that India has experienced. The rise, the increase in real interest rates. So therefore, I think the one culprit, if you will, in the growth slowdown, And I think the most important culprit is the increase in real interest rates. You know, inflation since 2013 has declined by 700 basis points.
Yes.
700.
Yes.
And, if you will, interest rates have declined by 200. Now, it doesn't take a genius, mathematical genius, to find out that real interest rates have really, really gone up. Indeed, today, real policy rates in India are the second highest in the world, second only to Brazil. So what's going on?
You know, again, Surjit, I get the point that you're making on interest rates, and it's a point that you've been making for a while now. You've held this view for a while that interest rates are the main culprits for the slowdown that we're seeing. But let's look at the data. Rates are the lowest that they've been since November of 2010. The Reserve Bank has cut rates by 200 basis points since January of 2015. But then let's take a look at transmission. The Reserve Bank has cut rates by 200 basis points, but only about 60 basis points have been passed on by banks in the period of January to